What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we kick off the Gauntlet Series for the Baseus Inspire XH1 headphones. This is going to be a great 4-episode series. Their first opponent will be the Soundcore Space One Pro headphones. I got a lot of people asking me to compare these two headphones, so why not do it in a series? I got some other guys lined up, varying in the price range to close to the price of the X1, the XH1, sorry, and a little bit more expensive, but I still think this would be really good head-to-head matches between them. So, as always, if you want to see price specs and app breakdowns for each of these earbud or headphones, there I go already. Go and hit the, I'll leave links to my unboxing videos for both. And if you're interested in picking up one or both of these, I'll also leave links in the description where you can pick those up. Also, as always, and make sure you, before we get started, make sure you go and hit the like on this video. It all helps the channel and it costs you nothing. All right. So without further ado, let's dive in. All right. We are back in. We're going to start off with the XH1s. We are in the Baseus app, and quickly wanted to show you guys my EQ settings. I'm going to go with that, because let me see if we do my custom. All right, so we're gonna go with that one there. I do have my sound fit turned on. Went and did the hearing test and everything, so I'm going to have that turned on as well. I cannot have Dolby audio turned on at the same time as using my EQ settings. I could either do one or the other, so we're going to go ahead with my EQ settings on this one. Because I think I get a better overall sound. I ain't gonna say better, but I'm gonna go with that on this one at first, and then we'll see what's up. All right, so just wanted to show you that real quick. All right, so we got our music queued up. All right, let's go ahead and open this up. Dominique Feels I Me. The song is Feeling Good. It's our acapella song. We're gonna go ahead and put the headphones on. Let's get the camera flipped and get our cutaway. All right, here we go. Song number 1 with the XH1s. Let's get it. Let's check our volume. All right, we are at our preferred volume level. All right, decent volume. Could be a little louder. Let's go ahead and turn up a couple notches. All right, we're good right here, I think. Yeah. And by the way, I do have LDAC turned on for the headphones, as well as in the phone as well. So we are using LDAC. I like the clarity. Now that I got turned up a couple notches, her breathing, her enunciation of words, all of it's coming through nicely. All right. And I like the way this sounds. I like the clarity on that one, but it just I just like that overall. All right, sorry about that. I had something to take care of. We're back in. We've got the Space One Pros. We are in the app, the Soundcore app here. I just want to quickly show you. We got noise canceling turned on as well. Just wanted to make sure that we do have LDAC turned on. No, we do not. We're going to go ahead and turn that on right now. All right, so it's going to reboot real quick, and then we're going to have LDAC turned on here, and we're going to make sure it's turned on the phone as well. All right, we are back in. We've got LDAC turned on here on the phone, as well as here in the app for the headphones. I also have it, let me go back in. Also, I have it turned on for the XH1s as well. Just wanted to give y'all that visual also. All right, so quickly, we are in the app. We got noise canceling turned on, and we'll go into the sound settings. Now, again, just like with the XH1s, I did not turn on Dolby audio. I'm just going to leave it strictly on the EQ, the strength of the EQ on these. I think I get better overall sound with the EQ. For music, the Dolby audio usually works best with music, or not music, I'm sorry, with like your movies and stuff like that. So we're going to go ahead and rock that EQ setting, and here it is. Got that like V shape setup here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead in. We got our first song all queued up, ready to go. So let's go ahead and put the Space One Pros on. All right, we're going to make sure that we have our optimal listening level. Let's get up there. All right, we are there. We're going to make sure we have our... All right, we're good there. Okay. Quick test. Let's get our camera flip. All right, and get our cutaway. Okay, here we go. Song number 1 with the Space One Pros. Very comfortable. Love these air pads. Let's get it. Okay, good volume. Doesn't have to be turned up above my preferred listening level. Nice clarity with the vocalists. I like the background vocalists, how they come in. Again, just standard sound stage, not too tight, but not wide open. Again, I like the clarity, the enunciation of the B's, P's, and T's. And the breathing pattern. You can pick that up too. Very clear. And the echoing too. You're getting that detail. Very nice. Sound nice and clear. I love the harmonizing. That's my favorite part. I don't know why, but I just think it's my favorite part of this song is when they're harmonizing together. Sounds so good. And again, nice clarity and everything. And this is going to be a battle, man. This so far, in my opinion, this is a good one-on-one. Let's get over to song number 2. All right, we are back in for song number 2. We got Pony by Werenoi. I have the XH1s on. Let's go and get our camera flip. Okay, there we go. Got our cutaway in. All right, here we go. Song number 1, our bass song, XH1s. Let's do it. All right. Again, I like the volume. Now that I have it turned up 2 notches, the vocalist comes in real clear. The piano in the background is nice and crisp. I'm liking this. Okay. Bass comes in kind of a low rumble. It got that nice little low, and it got deeper too. I like that. All right, let's turn this up a little bit. Again, I love how clear the vocalist is coming in and that piano in the background as well. I love the clarity. All right, we got to turn up. Here's that bass. Okay. Nice little hit. I wish there was a little bit more punch to it. But that low key, that low rumble, the low end, nice little subtle rumble to it. Again, I wish I had a little bit more prominence. Again, this is at my preferred listening level. All right. I don't have, I'm just wishing that it had a little bit more oomph to the bass. The punch was good. The low end was nice. Again, more prominence. But the mids and highs, fantastic on this one. All right. Let's go ahead. And we're going to quickly switch over to the H1, or excuse me, the Space One Pros. All right, let's do a quick test. All right, we are good to go. So here we got the H1 Pros. Make sure we are lined up here so y'all get a good picture here. All right, H1 Pro. Oh, excuse me, Space One Pros. I don't know why I want to keep calling them H1 Pros. The Space One Pros. Song number 2, make sure we locked in. Here we go. Okay, nice volume. Don't have to turn it up. Vocalist sounds nice and clear. The piano in the background, nice. It's clear. All right, now we got that low end bass. Okay. Nice subtle rumble. But again, the mids and highs are really showing out. All right, let's go ahead and turn this up. Okay. Again, the clarity, I like the mids and highs. The clarity, they're doing good. Woo. Okay. Now you got that bass hit and the rumble, the low end. Again, like that. All right, let's go back where we belong. All right. Again, I like how it had good punch with the bass drop and the low end bass. Nice rumble under the just nice. I just like the way it did it. I just like the way it was. It's nice and subtle rumble. Excuse me, I'm sorry, allergies. But it just sounds so. The mids and highs on both of these sound really, really clear on this song. My thing is that you could tell the difference in the bass response to both of these headphones, but we'll talk about that later. So far, it's been a really good head-to-head. Let's go into our final song. All right, we're back in with our third song. We got Azrats by Infected Mushroom. I love the just the overall sound on this. Well, this should be a really good instrumental song here. So we've got the Baseus XH1 on. That name just gets me every time. All right, let's go ahead and get our camera flip, cutaway up. All right, here we go. XH1's on. Final song. Let's get it. Man, right off the bat, the keyboard sounds very crisp. Got that nice echoing as well. Caught that little bit of rumble there as well. Man, that is a really, really, really crisp keyboard here. Again, decent soundstage. Standard, rather, I will say. All right, now we got the rattling instrument in the right ear. Again, moving around, not staying stationary. I like it. Okay. Now we got our low end sound, a low end bass. It's nice and clean, nice and smooth. We got the clanging instrument, very crisp, very clear in the left ear, doing the same thing as the rattling instrument in the right, moving around, not staying stationary. And I love the overall clarity that I'm getting out of these. And again, the bass sounds smooth, gives me that presence that I was missing earlier is now showing up here in this song. All right, and we got the wave sound coming in as well. Again, nicely done with this one. I'll pause it here. I don't went way over, but that's okay. This song is definitely worth it. I like the overall sound of this particular song with these headphones. It sounds fantastic. I like the overall package was wonderful on this one. I got the bass I was looking for earlier. Got that out of this one. Not to mention the clarity from the mids and highs when it came to the keyboard, the rattling instrument, the clanging instruments. You got the sound wave coming through. Again, it just sounds really, really clean and clear. And I got everything out of that one for these. So let's go ahead and switch these off in real time. All right, we got the Soundcore Space One Pros on. Let's make sure we are locked in. All right, we're going to back this song up. All right, here we go. Excuse me. Soundcore Space One Pros. Final song, let's get it. All right, again, don't have to worry about turning up the volume. Keyboard sounds nice and crisp. Again, got that nice little rumble there also. Again, with the echoing. Absolutely love the echoing. It seems like it goes on forever. Again, I like the rattling instrument and the on the right. Again, moving around, not staying stationary. It's up front. It's feel like it's behind me a little bit. Now we got the bass, the low. Again, now we got the clanging instrument as well in the left ear, doing the same thing as the right, just moving around. But that bass is nice, nice and smooth. And again, got that prominence to it, got that oomph. Again, and then with the keyboard, I just loved how crisp that keyboard is. Now we got the wave sound coming in. Ah, so good. Again, overall package sounds nice. Okay. Overall package sounds nice. I got again, got the bass, got the mids and highs sounding nice and crispy. Again, I love the sound, the rattling and clanging instruments. I mean, you could literally, then separation was nice. You could focus on them individually if you wanted to, but they were felt like they sound like they were moving around. Sound like they were here, then right here, then down here, then up here. I love the way that both headphones picked them up on this one. Let me go ahead and take these off. Man, it was a really good head-to-head on this. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and get this cleaned up. We're going to come back, and we're going to talk about these three songs individually real fast, not too long. And then we're going to pick our winner, episode 1. Stay strapped in. All right, we are back in. And, man, this has been a great opening episode of this Gauntlet series. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Let's go ahead and break this down quickly. First song, all acapella, Feeling Good by Dominic Feels Like Me. Both of them did a really good job of giving me the clarity when it came to the vocalists, both the background and lead vocalist here. Again, I had to turn up the XH1s just a couple notches to get the sound that I wanted out of them. But when you turn them up, when you go all the way up to max volume, which I did off camera, they seem to come out the higher depth. They seem to be a little louder than the Space One Pro. Sorry, not by much. I'm telling you, literally maybe a tick louder, in my opinion, than the Space One Pros. So I'm gonna call that a wash, because if they're anything less than the 2 ticks, it's a wash to me when it comes to overall volume, in my opinion. Again, this is my opinion, but I'm gonna call that a wash because I know a lot of people are gonna come out and say which one is louder. I'm gonna call it a wash on that. All right, so back to our first song. Both of them gave me nice clarity when it came to the mids and high, or when it came to the mids and highs, the vocalists, all the detail that I liked. I mean, when the breathing, the enunciation of words, the spacing of the background vocalists, and how when they all came together harmonizing at close to the 1 minute mark, it sounded really, really good in my opinion. But if I had to go with one of these, as far as which ones sound better overall, I'm gonna have to say the Space One Pros did. They sound just a little bit better, in my opinion, on that one in particular song. All right, moving on over to our bass song, Pony by Waranoid. Both of them did really good with the mids and highs, real crispy. The vocalists sound nice and clear. The piano in the background was nice and crisp on both of them. When the bass hit, they both almost did pretty much the same thing. It gave you a good, nice little subtle, nice warm low end rumble, and then when you turn it up, and then you have to that bass drop also there. It was a decent punch. I wish I would have got more out of both of them. But then the low end rumble came alive a little bit at the higher volume levels for both of them. But if I had to pick a winner on that one, and we're talking about the bass on this one, I would have to give it to the Space One Pros on that, because I think the bass overall was better. I mean, was better than on the XH1s here, but the mids and highs, when it comes to that, like the vocalist and the piano, both of them did a fantastic job. It was nice and clear, nice and bright sounding. I liked it. Just sound really, really good. But then when you factor in the bass and the Space One Pros get the nod there slightly, but they do get that nod. All right, moving on over to our final song. Avrats by in fact I guess it's Infected Mushroom is the name of the group. Anyway, they both did a fantastic job with the mids and highs. That's keyboard sounds so crisp, so clear, got that echoing, so you got all that detail as well. They did really well. Again, with the rattling and clanging instruments, how they were moving, not staying stationary, moving around, showing off the sound stage and everything like that. And then the bass hit was nice. It was nice and smooth on both of them. A little bit more punch on the pros, in my opinion, but I just love how smooth they both were. The bass came out on both of these, and then when you add in the sound wave and all the other instruments involved in that song, it was a complete, really good overall package for both of these guys. The bass thing here, it was really close, but it had just a little bit more punch on the pros. I have to be honest with that one. The Space One Pros did do a little bit better on the overall bass when it came to that song, but just slightly better. More like the I guess it would be the second song here as well. Just a little bit of a difference when it comes to the bass, not by much. I mean, but I love the mids and highs, like I said. All right, so if I gotta choose one, there's gotta be a winner here. So if I have to choose my winner on this one, yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the Space One Pros. I'm gonna have to give it to them. I just like their overall sound. The bass was just a little bit better than the XH1s there, but overall, I would have to give it to them on as far as the win here. The XH1s are really, they sound really good. Yes, they've been tuned by Bose, but you can tell where some of the things fell off, especially when it came to the bass on these. It's good bass, clean, but it wasn't as powerful as I would like for them to be, especially being tuned by Bose. I would think that their bass would have been a little bit more punch, had a little bit more punch, a little bit more oomph to it, especially compared to the Space One Pros here. All right, so that will wrap up episode 1 of this Gauntlet series. I hope you guys like it. If so, go ahead and hit the like button. If you want to join me as I continue to do this series and other videos, I got unboxing videos coming up, and I got a lot of them to do, man. I'm going to be a busy guy. We've still got this Gauntlet series to go through. We got the Gauntlet series for the Bose Quiet Comfort Ultra Gen 2s. They still got to go through their gauntlet. So you definitely want to make sure you are subscribed to the channel, and also make sure you hit the notification bell. That way you're notified when videos like that, this, and others drop. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.